Beginning to look nothing like Christmas. Christmas Eve. It's windy, it's mild. The koi are up, it's 10 degrees in the pond. So I've just lifted the glass up. I used to have that globe and I've just changed it again. I've done this before in previous years, but this is much better. I can lift a bit of glass up and have a look. Give them a bit of food because it's Christmas Eve. Wow, it's a shame that It's a shame that snow we had a couple of weeks ago didn't happen today for the next couple of days, but anyway, can't have everything, can we? Good opportunity to have a look at the koi on the outdoor pond. Not seen them for a few weeks, and neither are you guys. And as you can see, they are happy, all okay. And, feeding. That's a coda. Coda. Can't remember. Goshiki. Yes, goshki. So there it is again. So they're happy. And so yeah, it's not really looking like Christmas at the minute. Christmas Eve. It's 12:30. It's windy. The only saving grace is you've got to take the positives, haven't you guys, is it's mild, so it's going to be easy on the pocket with the electric bill. I'm trying to, grass is really wet, so I'm trying not to slip. In the next few days I've got some candy. It's not candy. I've got some food for the bees, so they will get some. Look at all this stuff that I've not cleared out in here, and the wind's caught it and blown it everywhere. The wind has caught this top. I didn't realise. Wow. The wind really has been bad the last few days. Bloody havoc. Jeez. I keep expecting this old tree to come down because it's actually dead. It's actually two pine trees, and I've not seen this right hand one with any live material on the branches, and an ivy's got hold of it. Looks, I keep expecting that to come down one day, and that just to have, well, I need to do something with it really, don't I? But I haven't. Some activity on this ivy here, so let's have a look, just see. Ooh, seems okay on the surface of things. Just noticed something, a red flower's come out on here. Leave my coffee there. I bought a large flask today because today, on Christmas Eve, the wife's been on night, so she's having a sleep, so I'm just getting out of the way for a bit, and I'm going to clean this filter, do the usual, clean that one, and I'll probably do this actually, show you on here. I think I've left the lights on all night. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. That's annoying. Left the lights on all night. I bet neighbours have been thinking it's going off. What a shit bag. Anyway, it's annoyed me. So everything's okay in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the middle jobby in, let the water pump to the main pond. I do that sometimes because it will drain lock, the inner bit. But then I'm cleaning it though, aren't I? So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to turn that off because I don't want this draining. Let's have a look what that was like. Yeah, that's turning over lovely now, guys. Hey! Look at that. Wow. 4 days. Buzzing. Even in the corners. Oh, I've got lucky with that. Just the pipe's catching a bit there, look. So I'm gonna... You can get that on there and it not catch it then. I've just got a thing there where it hooks onto, look. I can't believe that. Honestly, I cannot believe that on my first bash. Just everything just seems to have landed mega with the size of this, the way it's flowing through. Wow. So goldfish is getting fat. So that's going to turn the bottom drain off. We'll get some air in there. That's going to need some water. And I'm going to leave that going. Plants are looking good. My Japanese orchids are looking good. Enjoying the extra warmth. They're hiding. Looks, I think it was going off. This has kicked off now. This has that. Put a bit more water in here. Big poo there. So that muck coming up there, look, and I started feeding again. Wow. Loads. I must be getting forgetful, because when I did my last video I've even left that there, which is not like me at all. I normally clean them straight away, and I left the bloody light on in here. Annoying. So that's that. So what I do is I will leave that running like so, just because obviously I'm going to dump that, so I need to top up. And then what I do then, oh, that's coming, being it better, tighter fit. Then what I'll do then is move stuff around, haven't I? Because I've been messing about in here. And I've got somewhere, oh there it is, I've moved it over here. I've used it, so I've got some more up the little shed at the top of the garden, so I'll go and get some. Put the old Seachem Save in there to remove the chlorine, chloramine, T and ammonia and whatnot. So that's having a good bubble. So now I'm happy with this, I can actually start tidying a few things around, because they have just been left where, when I was doing it, because the level's still there, look, and stuff like that. So I can actually start tidying up a bit in here today now, which is good news. I'm not going to stop looking at this, the air that's gone now, look. So it just shows you that if you remove the air source, which obviously I have because it's going in there, that won't be enough. Look, you can see it tumbling, and you can see how it's actually sunk, look, that is just I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with these pond pads. How quick they've got weight to them. Look at them ones sunk already. These obviously not there yet, but overall, yeah. And I want to keep an eye on the muck in there as well. So while that's in a minute, it looks quite clear. I mean, there is going to be a bit coming through because these everything doesn't stop everything, but I'm hoping that because of the pressure against here pumping through, most of it will go back into the pond anyway if there is anything floating particles, and get recirculated back through the system, because that's like that. So what I will do, I will open that valve up ever so often and just make sure there's no muck behind the ball inside. Shouldn't be. So things are going well. And I'll wait till that goes clear. I'll open this up. You can hear that gush, and then hey, I'll shake you with me. I'll leave it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop it back down so it's in place. And I'll do that for about 30 seconds. Turn it back off. Back over. I better have a check at this because I've not looked at the top of here for a while. Good place for that now, look. Yeah, that needs a clean now, look. You see how this is filling up. I didn't notice that. Look at that. Kept my eye off that. That's not been cleaned for a good week. Wow, that is close to overflowing. Have I not noticed that? Look. Look. It's almost full. Wow, I've missed that. I've missed that. So that's going to go off. And I'll clean that out. I'll let this drain and clean that out. Going down now, look, just in here at the right time by the looks of it, guys, because this pad is obviously about clogged up now. So that just, I've not cleaned that out for, wow, do you know what, I can't even remember. So I bet you it's a good couple of weeks. So the fact that I forgot just shows. Oh, the bottom of it could be clogged in here too. So I'm going to take the old tray out and have a look. Because I've allowed it to overflow, muck may have gone into this part and clogged the holes up. So I'll have to see, because it don't seem to be draining as much as it should do. And I know that the bottom of that, I made the holes bigger. So yeah, lesson learned. But it just shows you the water has not returned back to the pond. Because look how clear it is. Very clear. So yeah, they'll be clogged in the holes in the bottom of there, because that shouldn't fill up like that. It should find a way to escape somehow inside. It just shows you. A couple of weeks I've not cleaned that for a couple of weeks, that tray. I took the eye off the ball. And these fish are up for a bit of food. Ooh. Bloody crap. Kick the hose. Get myself wet. So I'm going to leave that like that now, I think, because I can lift that up like so without too much bother. Happy days. So I've actually got in there, there's actually nothing I need to tweak. Nothing at all I'd like to tweak at all. Can't think of anything. So what I'm going to do, clean this out. I'm going to be checking nitrite daily. So I'm not going to show you daily, guys, the actual readings. You got to take my word for it. But I'm going to check them most days. Can't do anything with one bloody hand, can you? It's hard work. So I'm going to check it most days over Christmas and see how long it takes, how many days it takes for this media to get active with nitrifying bacteria to remove it to get to 0. And if I can do that, get this to 0, these fish are going to be a lot happier, and they might feed more, be more active, because the salt in the pond at the minute, this has still got salt in it, is making the nitrite not as toxic to them. So that's great, that's all been covered. But it would be nice to have enough biological media or bacteria in here to get this to 0. The actual bottom of this top tray wasn't blocked at all. As you can see, it's quite clear. It was just that this was rammed full, and I've made the inner holes bigger so the outer ones drain first. So yeah, the holes are fully clear, as you can see. So put that all back together and jobs are good. And just a bit of a moan while I'm on the subject, and if you want to start flashing as soon as you start feeding them, don't let that be a sidetrack for you for flukes and banging in treatments. That chagor has not done that all week until it started feeding. Right, now I'm a bit of a moan. Anyone that's got one of these feeders, can't remember the name of it, what company or whatever it is like that, but look at the food in there. Quite a bit. So I wasn't rushing, but I thought I'd just pour a sprinkling of extra feed to get fed at 9 in the morning, fed at 3 in the afternoon. So I thought, why I'm in here, just pour a little bit in. Got my tub out, put a little bit in. Only a little bit, about 10 pellets. I thought, right, while I was in here, I'll top up my feeder. Took the lid off, poured the water in. Poured the food in, sorry. Now, anyone that knows this feeder, if you knock it or pour food in without putting a tray or something underneath, it just dumps a load of food out, and that's what it's frigging done. Anyway, bit of a moan on that. And then I've been monitoring this Easy Pod since I've been back on the Sakiakari balance, and I want to just show you this. Look at the muck. It's now been drained though, it's all been drained, and I've purged my bottom drain and gave the water a bit of a blast in. But before, I had loads of heavy deposits in there, and there was really difficult to get out. Well, these are a lot more grainier, and they're going to be on, and I've noticed a lot easier to get out because I've not got a lot of head on this. So the actual gravity drain is not got loads of like pull on it. So now what I can do is just sort of spray around here, as I do anyway, and just try and I'll just sort of ease it round like so, and then when I get here, just give it a bit of a beating and then let it drain. Whereas before I was getting this long brush and trying to drag stuff out. So oh, it's been in there ages. Here, look. So nitrite, that's my second one that I've done. So that's about, do you know what, probably a bit of a false reading because that has been in there a good 15 minutes, but at the minute that's saying it's, I'd say 0.5. But it has been left for a long time. But anyway, we'll go with 0.5. So nitrite's going up. Let's see how long it takes these bio pads to start getting the bacteria into them, because obviously the bacteria will just keep growing on these pads, and it just balances out and keeps obviously on top of your pond. You're not going to ever have too much bacteria because there's no food to feed the bacteria. So the pads, you know, the media has to keep colonizing to grow with the actual load of your pond, and then it will get to a point where the actual media is not got enough surface area for enough to cope with the amount of food going in. So this food, with me filling that up, is not going to do any good to my water. So what I've done is I've only got it on 1 food a day now instead of 2, and I'll leave it for a week, I think, or I'll leave it just for a day or 2, and then I'll put the second feed back on, because they're not going to need any more food after eating all that. I should scoop it all out, to be fair. I've took some out and put it in this one, but I just thought I'd share that with you, and then also just tab this into the video as well. There you go, look at that, beautiful. Look at that. Whereas before there was definitely a lot more clumps of food in there. It was a bit more problematic to get out. So that's done. That's going off. Oops. That's going on. And this will fill back up again. I've also got my strainer, coffee strainer, in the centre of there, and I'll leave that in there for about 5 minutes. I don't leave it in there all the time, so no stuff pushes back into the pond. And what I will do, I'll circulate through the pond first instead of going through the moving bed. So that can go back on. It's on 40, which is just obviously 10 under half. So technically that's flowing on 4,000 litres per hour. That's going, that's the actual movement and the flow through the actual pond at the moment. But obviously once I open that up and get it running through the moving bed, that'll obviously be a little bit less. But it is still quite, because obviously that head pressure to push through there taking a lot more head, so it's a good flow through there. Bugger. Word of warning. You all know if you've got one of them feeders, you know, you'll probably comment in the bottom, go, yeah, they're an absolute nightmare for that. What I normally do, it's not, I've not done this for a long time, I normally do that and then put that underneath, and then I put the food in. Now even just knocking it that little bit, look, I've managed to knock 4 pellets out, which is it's nothing, that's not big, is it? But you just tip them in. It's yeah. So there is their second food now today. So what I am going to mention while I'm on is I've got, what's it called, a Wazi Bio Kick, and that is the media, the biological bacteria I'm going to use, and I've got the 4 vials. So yeah, that is going to be coming up on a video all on its own, I think. So there might be 2 videos this week, guys. This one and then a shorter one with the Bio Kick. Please like if you like it. Please put the thumb sound if you don't like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have subscribed, thanks for your support, it's really much appreciated. Please hit the subscribe. Most people watch and roll on by, so if you're one of them people, please subscribe. It don't hurt. Thank you very much. See you on the next one. Can we see these fish now? Spooking them now, look. So it looks like I'm due a tidy up now. All my changes this year, due a tidy up.